Order,
Absolutely.
please.
Call this meeting of the Baker County Value Adjustment Board to order.
You can just turn it over to the attorney and let him run it through.
Yep.
All right, let's do that.
Are you recording?
I don't know, yes, we're recording, we're
It
green.
says it is.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm
Yep.
glad you reminded me, 'cause I ain't even looked.
All right, well, the organizational meeting of the Value Adjustment Board meeting is convened. We have a quorum, which consists of at least one county commissioner, at least one citizen representative, and a school board member. So let the record reflect that we are properly convened and have a quorum. Also, I'll just take a quick minute and reintroduce myself to you. I've been helping y'all for a couple of years with the Value Adjustment Board. I'm John Moyle with Moyle Law Firm in Tallahassee, and have been doing this work for a number of years for a number of counties, and including a number of small counties. So I don't get to see you very often, but I appreciate you having me. And we'll walk through the organizational meeting. The Department of Revenue has a guide that we're going to use to kind of make sure we do everything we're supposed to do, and I have that guide in front of me, so we'll use that and walk through the agenda. A couple of things you're going to have to vote on today as a result of some changes that the legislature made this past session. On the last night of the session, when they had to come back for that special time to get the budget done, they put together a tax package as well, and there was some language that found its way into the tax package that dealt with value adjustment boards. Two things that they did that we'll have a vote on. One is they said that now electronic meetings, virtual meetings used to be something that people could decide whether they wanted to do or not. They said everybody has to provide electronic meetings, every county, but said if you're under 75,000, you can opt out of not having that. And the counties that I've been helping have all said we'd rather have people come here in person and have opted out, but we'll need to consider that and take action on it. And then the other is they increased the filing fee. It used to say that the filing fee could be up to $15, and they moved that up to $50. And so that's something that is going to be before you. The counties that I've been helping have all said, let's go ahead and increase it. It helps defray the cost of, of counsel and other things. So the $50 increase is something that the counties have been acting to put in place. I think my recommendation would be to do that, but then not have it take effect until January 1. So it will pick up everybody next year, but this year you don't have to go for the petitions that have been filed, to say, well, you owe us more money. So those are two things. I'm charged also with just giving you a little bit of an overview of the process of the Value Adjustment Board. It's an informal process. The legislature put it in place to allow taxpayers a fairly easy way to get in front of an independent tribunal, which is what you all are, to decide issues related to exemptions or value. And I think it works well. People can come put on their case. Obviously, there are two parties. The property appraiser is always a party, and then you'll have the petitioner, who's the taxpayer, and they fill out the petitions and come before you. We didn't. Sometimes we have hearings, sometimes we don't. I think is the way it's worked in Baker County. Most of the time, I think they get worked out. But if you do have one, you all will be the trier of fact and making the decision. I'm charged by the Department of Revenue just to tell you that there's some rules you should remember. A number of you serve on public boards already, so the Sunshine Law applies. You can't talk to each other about anything that's coming before us, or you cannot talk to a petitioner or the property appraiser about anything, just, you know, hold those conversations, let's say, let's do this in a public meeting. Also, it's one of those things that the same rule applies to a petitioner. You know, a lot of times petitioners will see somebody in the grocery store and say, I got this case and let me tell you about it, and just, you know, and ask you not to engage, and say, I'd love to talk to you about it, but you'll have your chance when you come. So again, you know, you haven't had many of those, but this is just making sure that we're covering all the bases that the Department of Revenue has on our checklist here to do that. So that covers a number of items on the agenda. We've had a notice of a public meeting. I can confirm that that's been done. It's on the website. So that brings us down. Approval of minutes. Do we have any minutes that we have from the last meeting that need approval? So,
Yes, sir.
okay, we don't have that, but that will be a agenda item that we'll carry forward for the next meeting. The checklist, I've referenced that, but that I have that before me, and it will guide our actions here. I've provided the introductory remarks. We have board action. We need to extend the Moyle Law Firm contract for 2 years. I've been helping you 2 years, and there's a 2-year option in the agreement. If y'all would like me to continue to serve, which I would appreciate, can we get a motion to extend the contract as is, no change in hourly rate or anything, for 2 more years?
So moved.
Second. We have a motion and a second to extend the Moyer Law Firm contract for 2 years. All in favor, signal by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
All right. The next agenda item is a video production of 10 minutes. Are we equipped to play that this morning, or?
We did not prepare
Okay.
for the video this morning.
Okay, all right. The video is a lot of what I've just told you. I'll just take a minute more. It goes through a thing about, okay, who are all the players and what are their roles, and I'll just briefly do that. And we've talked about you all being the board, you're the decider, you're independent. So you all are county commissioners. This is convening as a separate independent board, the Baker County Value Adjustment Board. The property appraiser, they're making decisions, and the decisions they make are the ones that are being appealed. They play a key role. And the petitioner is the taxpayer. The clerk, as you know, they're responsible for making sure the meetings are noticed properly, making sure that we are getting copies of petitions and evidence, kind of running the show. And then the Department of Revenue, as I've said, they're charged with oversight of this process. One of the reasons why we use a pretty extensive agenda is sometimes they haven't done it in a while, but sometimes they'll come audit value adjustment boards, and I think it's a good practice to have agendas that track their chart. So that's what we're doing there. But I think that will dispense with the information about the value adjustment board process that I'm charged with giving you. The next action item, I talked about the change with respect to whether to increase the fee from $15 to $50. And like I said, I think most people have been going in that direction. So if y'all were so inclined, we'd need a motion to increase the fee from $15
I make a motion, we increase the fee to $50 beginning next physical year, not this year.
That's right. So it can, January 1 would be an effective
Right,
date.
exactly.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to increase the assessment to $50, starting January 1st of 2026. All in favor, affirm by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Sorry, stuttering. Motion carries.
Welcome to the chairman.
There's a few more agenda items we need to hit here. The next one is to decide whether you want to opt out or not of having electronic hearings. If you're in favor of opting out, so you don't have to provide electronic hearings to petitioners, then we would need a motion to that effect.
I think we can have discussion first, and
Sure.
then if it's okay with the chair.
Yes.
My discussion is, I think that if they're gonna petition the county for change of their property taxes, they need to be here in person. I think sometimes that the video streaming and all is good, but in this case, I don't think it's necessary. I think if it's important enough for them to petition to change it, but it should be important enough for them to show up in person.
I agree.
So is that a motion?
That's a
Any other
motion.
comments?
I formed that in a motion that we will opt out.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to opt out of the virtual hearing or electronic hearings. All in favor by aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
All right, the next item is to adopt the resolution. The resolution that is being referenced does a number of things, including it makes the change that we just talked about to increase the fee to $50. And so that way everybody will be on notice of it. The resolution, if you pass it today, will be put on the website so people will know that the fee is $50. Anyway, so if we could get a motion to approve the resolution.
Do we have that resolution?
Yeah.
Do we have a copy?
Just a quick read.
Yeah, I apologize, we didn't get the copies to you.
That's fine. I just don't like approving
Yeah.
a resolution or anything without putting my eyes on it. I'm old school. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's quite all right.
Uh, 2501, okay. Oh, shit.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution 2025-01.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-01. All in favor signify by aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
All right. There is one other local administrative procedures. We adopted this last year. Did make a couple of changes to it from last year just to reflect the increase in the fee. But really what it does is if we have petitions, it sets forth kind of the rules of the road. It says if a petition gets filed and there's a mistake or some errors, the clerk's going to reach out and contact the petitioner and say, you know, you missed something, and give them 10 days to get it right. It also gives the ability for the clerk and the lawyer to change hearing dates if need be. We may have a conflict coming up that I'll talk to you about in a little bit, but rather than convene the board to reset a hearing date, it gives your staff the ability to do that. And it just has a number of operating procedures, talks about the payment, how the payment will be received, and different things. So I'll just pass that along to you. It's a little lengthy, but I can represent to you that the changes were approved last year in a very similar resolution. So if you're comfortable, we look for a motion to approve the resolution.
The only problem I would have is the change of dates without contacting the value adjustment board members, because we all have schedules also.
No, that's right. That's how it typically works. If we need to change it, then the clerk will be contacting everybody, and we just look for a date that will work
Okay.
for everybody. So I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear. I mean, we're not.
Well, I just don't want to give you authority to change the date and then none of us can even show up.
Yeah, no, that's right. But we would, really what it does is doesn't make us
Right.
have to come back formally to change
Exactly.
the date. We can just do it informally, but everybody gets contacted to make sure you're not,
Right.
on vacation or not able to come.
How frequently does that happen?
Not very often.
No.
I don't think it's ever happened here that I know of.
That's what I was thinking.
Has it, Madam Chair, Madam Clerk? I don't think we've ever had to change dates.
Yeah.
Okay.
I make a motion we adopt the administrative procedures.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt administrative procedures. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
All right, the next agenda item is number H, and that is web links to a number of resources that have information about the property taxes and some of the more technical aspects of the work that you would do. The checklist chart has this be provided to you, so you have the links. They're available to you, and you're able to go in and look at this stuff if you're so inclined. I will tell you that there's a rule that says to serve on the value adjustment board where you all are considering this. There's a pretty extensive training that takes place there, and it says either the board members need to do it or the lawyer can do it. And I take that training, so that's kind of part of the role that I play. So I will take that and be covered there. You all don't need to worry about the training, but I just wanted to make you aware of that. The next agenda items are with respect to the hearing dates. I think this was an earlier version. We do have the hearing date scheduled, but I have recently been notified that I'm supposed to be in trial for the date that we scheduled. So this is an unusual time, and I am going to need to ask that we look for another date that would work for everyone. And we can either I think the better way to do it is to get the clerk maybe to check with you, but we can do it, take a minute here if we want to look at calendars and do it that way, whatever your board's preference is.
Mr. Moore, our biggest problem that we have with rescheduling is I need to get with the property appraiser and his attorney, because they usually are my deciding factors on dates, because they both need to be present if there are hearings. So
Right.
if you possibly let me get with the property appraiser in his office and see if there's a better time, and then I can get those dates to the board.
Okay, all right. Is that acceptable to the board?
Yes, that'd be fine.
Okay.
Do you have any alternative dates in mind?
We don't, because I have to set them based on availability of attorney staff, and if he can come, sometimes Mr. Sweat's attorney can't come. So our problem is really their schedules. We're a little bit more flexible because we're here. We can give you some choices, at least we have something, but we can't do anything unless we have their actual calendars.
Okay. I'll be out of the country till October 4th.
It will not be, you'll be fine. Yes, sir,
Okay.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I will be too.
It'll probably be early November.
Okay.
Early November.
I'll be here somewhere.
Yeah,
And I
November.
will just say this, that to the extent that we do not have any contested hearings, that then we will just get with you to schedule a final meeting. We've done that in years past. We'll have the property appraiser here that'll just give us a summary about how many petitions they had. I think it's a better practice to wrap up and have you all authorize the closeout of the year. So that's a little easier to schedule because you don't need to bring the lawyer for the property appraiser to that meeting. So anyway, I appreciate y'all's consideration of my conflict, so thank you.
That's
for that.
okay.
All right, there's a couple of additional board action items. We would need a motion to approve Form DOR 488, Certification of Value Adjustment Board for real property and for tangible personal property. This is a form, it's a very simple form that we do every year, keep it part of the records. We do it for both, as it says, the real property and the tangible personal property. So we would just need a motion to authorize the chair to execute this document.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to authorize the, where's that number at? The 488P certification document. All in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
All right, the next board action item is something we've done in the past few years, which is just to authorize the destruction of records going back 5 years. There's a rule that says that. We think it's better practice to bring it before the board, make them aware of it, and get a formal motion to approve the destruction of the records. So if we could have that motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the destruction of records up to 2021. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Item number 1 on it's got board action on your meeting. Do we need to table that until we get a date, or is it okay just to leave it?
I think
What would
we
be your
can-
recommendation as an attorney?
Yeah, I think we've had a discussion about that, and I think the record is sufficiently clear
Okay.
that you've adopted the resolution, which allows us to reschedule
Okay.
the meeting, so I think we're in good shape on that.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. All right, the last item on the agenda is to confirm that the business items have been conducted. As I said, we put the agenda together using the checklist from the Department of Revenue. We've conducted all of the business that's before the board today. I don't have anything further, except I will just let you know, we talked about the changes in laws, and there is one other change in law that I found interesting, and I know Baker County has a lot of agricultural interest. Last legislative session, there were scores and scores of bills filed to change the ad valorem tax system on homes and other things. The governor made that a priority of his. The House was not particularly excited about doing that. It's a complicated area. People are saying, well, where are we going to get money for local governments if we do away with ad valorem taxes? So there's a House study group that's out there looking at this. This was looked at many years ago when Marco Rubio was Speaker of the House, and he thought there should be some change. It didn't go very far. It's a very challenging issue, very complicated, and the big question that a lot of people are asking is, well, how does it work for local governments, for school boards and counties and others? The one thing that did pass that related to ad valorem taxation was a proposal to place a constitutional amendment on the ballot next November, when everybody's going to the ballot for the general election, that would exempt tangible personal property that is on agricultural land. So the Senate President, Ben Albritton, is down from Wauchula, and a lot of ag interest down there. It was very important to him. I think he made clear this was really something he wanted to get done, and that he was successful to get that placed on the ballot. So next November, you will see that coming on. But so if you have tractors that you're keeping on your farm, those would be exempt if the amendment passes. So that was the, kind of the final point that I wanted to leave you with. But thank you again for having me over. If you have questions, I'm a resource to the board. You can reach out to me. Typically, because you all don't have a lot of petitions, I haven't gotten a lot of calls, but if there's ever a petition that comes in and you may have a conflict about it in terms of, is it a conflict of interest, that's kind of a resource that I can do, or any other issue that comes up. You can talk to the clerk, you can talk to me and seek advice. You just gotta be careful about talking to each other. So with that, Mr. Chair, I think we've finished our business for the day.
Okay. Madam Clerk, you have any closing comments?
No, sir, just remember that we will not adjourn until finally.
Recess.
Right.
We go
I
in
make a
recess.
motion, we recess until the next appointed meeting discussed by the staff, which they'll have to come up, we usually have a date, we don't have a date, so.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to recess until the next appointed time. All in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
All opposed, like sign. We are in recess.